bum, bum, bum. Mr. Stevie's Tall Towel Toys. No! Bumblum, 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 bumblum. Superman, man of steel. Or as we like to say in England, super chap, man of manners. No, it's Superman, don't worry about that. So, welcome to episode 4 of Mr. Stevie's Tall Tales. I'm getting good at that, almost faster than a speeding bullet, I can say it now. Superman, probably one of my most influential singular characters. I love Star Wars and I love India, and Superman had a big place in my heart. Has an ever-growing place in my collector's cabinet as well. I love Superman, and it's been really great last sort of week or so, just kind of digging back and looking at the stuff I've got and realizing why I love him so much. And, I love Batman. I think he's super cool, but I always favored Superman. I liked Han, but Luke was always my hero. Iron Man is super cool, but I was always rooting for Cap. And in that little kind of love triangle of Jean Grey, Wolverine, and Cyclops, I was always on Cyclops' side. So I obviously have this thing for the Boy Scout hero, that's goody two-shoes. And I don't know why. Maybe there's a deep psychological need for that. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll lay on a couch and work it all out. But for today, we're going to talk about Superman and how much I love him. And 1978, December 1978, when Superman the movie came out, it was a great time. I was very young. I was 5, turning into 6. I think I saw it when I was 6, and we'll talk more about that later. But that was 79. But to be honest with you, there's not a lot of stuff out there for Superman the movie. There's a load of Superman stuff, but the movie kind of lacked in terms of product and particular toys. Mego at the time, had a great license with Marvel and DC together. How does that? Can you imagine that today? But and they were doing their World's Greatest Heroes, an 8-inch kind of super articulated with soft goods that Mego are well known for and beloved for. They were doing great business all through the 70s into the 80s. I know they went out of business in 82, but that decade was owned by Mego, to be perfectly honest with you, in terms of superheroes. And they had a great formula. Why change it? They didn't really rebrand anything for Superman the movie. They did a few products, and we'll look at a few of them as this episode goes on. But they didn't really go in and it didn't. They obviously had the license, so it didn't go anywhere else. I mean, Kenner was neck deep in Star Wars, occupied by that. We look at Knickerbocker. We're doing Lord of the Rings, the Ralph Bakshi, which is a great line. I've got to get my hands on one of those. But that didn't do very well. So they're like, well, we're not getting involved with any of that. So everyone was occupied. Mego had the license already, and obviously had a good thing going. So there wasn't really a Superman the movie. There's no Superman the movie packaging. There was no toys you could get in Superman the movie packaging. There was lots of other stuff, again, we'll look at. But yeah, it was lacking. It was weird. And I feel upset by that in some ways, because such a great movie. But anyway, we're going to take some time today to look at the stuff that I've got and the stuff that is out there for Superman the movie, and also anything that's sort of within that, what I call the Boy Scout era. There's 1970s, 80s Superman, before he got the mullet, before he got super muscular, before he kind of moved into the 90s and the Death of Superman and all that kind of stuff. My era for Superman is that 70s and 80s time period. And there's a certain amount of innocence and a certain amount of nostalgia around that. So anyway, stop talking, Steve. Let's start this story when I was 6 years old. And there I am, 6 years old. What a wonderful hairstyle. Thank you, Mother. At that time, I lived in a small part of London, just outside of central London, called Eltham. You can see there on the left Wimbledon, where I was born. Remember, I'm a Womble. And during this episode, we shall travel to the darkest reaches of West Burgalt up there in Essex. But let's come back to Eltham first. And while Christopher Reeve really is my Superman, he wasn't the first Superman that I kind of saw and got involved with. No, George Reeves, And remember, I'm 6 years old now. I'm not that old, but George Reeves was the first Superman I saw. I remember as a 6-year-old, Saturday mornings watching The Adventures of Superman. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. That black and white TV show I just absolutely adored on a Saturday morning. My mum will often tell me and remind me embarrassingly how I used to run upstairs, we had a red towel, throw it around my neck and ask mum to put a safety pin in. I used to jump around the sofa and the armchairs while watching this TV show. Absolutely adored it. I don't know why, and I've always had this affiliation with black and white serial. Flash Gordon I used to love as well, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so George Reeves was really my first Superman. So for me, and probably lots of other kids of that age, Superman was a different experience for movies. And I'll tell you why. Remember, I love Star Wars, E.T., Indiana Jones, all those kind of movies, but they were all new characters and new stories I'd never heard of before, and they were introduced to me through cinema. Superman was different. I knew, even at that young age, who Superman was, and I knew that I liked him, and I used to watch him every Saturday. And there was a movie coming out about my favorite hero in color with special effects, and I was seeing clips on the TV and people talking about it. And as a 6-year-old, I was hyped. It was the first movie I was really hyped about, and I remember wanting to go and see it. And I also remember my mum and dad actually took me, jumped on a train from Eltham and we travelled the short distance into central London to Leicester Square and we watched Superman the movie. I was 6, so it must have been 79. It was dark, so it must have been winter. Yeah, early 79 in the UK. And I remember watching it and I remember coming home and doing that thing where you stick your arms out. I remember being in the train and the train moving really quick and me kind of like putting my arms out and pretending to fly. And I remember that and I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. I've only ever done that 3 times with my mum and dad, and they were very special times. We went to see Superman, we went to see E.T., and we went to see Return of the Jedi, all into central London. Very special memories. But, you know, I was hyped for it. You know, it's that first movie that I was really excited about. And I remember asking for my first official Superman toy for my 6th birthday. And let's take a look at what that was. Bum, ba, ba, bum, bum. Here he is, my Superman 12-inch doll I got for my 6th birthday. I remember getting this so vividly. It was so cool. 12 inches, not the normal 8 inches, so it's bigger for the movie. It came with a Christopher Reeve, supposedly, sculpted face, which isn't a great likeness, but at least different. Costume is great. I always remember that yellow belt, yeah. Careful with that could ping off quite easily. There was another version that had like a ratchet on the back that would allow you to kind of rotate it and break open chains, but I had this regular version. Used to fly it around the house and I loved it. Now, around the same time, Mego did produce a series of playsets, or should we call them backdrops, for their Superman 12-inch figure that was specifically from the movie. At that time, also, remember, they did, of course, have their 3 3/4-inch plastic figures, which were released in 1976, the comic action heroes, and then updated with straight legs in 1979 with, you know, the red card, the white card, and then the super funky denim card. We'll take a little closer look at those a little bit later on. Now, prior to the movie coming out, Mego did have a Fortress of Solitude playset for their comic action heroes. And then when the movie came out, they did a very quick and clever redeco where everything became white to look like ice. And they put in a little bit more specific stickers in there. You can see Marlon Brando, et cetera, to make it more aligned to the movie, even though I don't think the Fortress of Solitude was made out of concrete bricks. But there we go. We do what we can, right, toy makers? Just a little side note here. I'm no expert on Mego, and you know, I could spend hours digging into the Mego history, but if you want to know more about this line and other Mego stuff, then please visit my friends at megomuseum.com. You will find literally everything you thought you ever needed to know, and then some on Mego. So head over there. But stay with me for a little bit longer, okay? Got about 20 minutes. And here he is, my Mego pocket hero, Superman. I used to love this as a kid. Comes with his plastic cape, very delicate, his crazy bent legs, and also his obscene hand gesture, which I often like to move up to here because it's more of a telescope, even though he's got X-ray visions. But anyway, the bent legs were there so the figures could fit in vehicles and things. But for me, it was about flying them around. It's a nice fit. But for me, as a 6-year-old, the most important part was that metallic Superman emblem. Anything shiny was irresistible to me. I'm like a magpie. Good sculpt, kept in keeping with the 8-inch figures and the 12-inch figures. Yeah, odd figure, but somehow wonderful. Just because we really didn't get a Christopher Reeve Superman the movie toy line at 3 3/4 inch back in the day, hasn't stopped fans today. Chris at @CKingogram on Instagram has gone ahead and sculpted his own Christopher Reeve as if it was made by Kenner and printed it out. Done an incredible job. The likeness is amazing. And as if that isn't enough, Chris has even gone on to make the quintessential Kenner card back for it. And here we have his Christopher Reeve painted by my good friend Laura, as if Kenner made Superman the movie in 1978. Look at him. Oh, it's delightful. Turn it around. Chris has even added in some extra characters. Imagine if you could get all this back in the day. And look, we've even got play sets there. What if we got a movie-accurate Fortress of Solitude play set back in the day? What other play sets could that give us for Superman the movie? What about a helicopter rescue with Lois Figure and Daily Planet helicopter? What about a Lex Luthor lair with pool, breakable door and lead-encased treasure chest with kryptonite inside? What about the missile chase, Superman with a special missile that he could hang on to? What about the end? We could have an earthquake adventure with a breakable dam, and we could have a hole in the ground that Lois's car could be crushed into and Superman could pull out. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, my mind boggles with the possibilities that could have been. Now, back in the late 70s, every self-respecting child would have a metal lunchbox, and I was no exception. So I had a Superman lunchbox, and if we open it up, I'm at school. Oh, of course, I'm at school, so I have all my trading cards. We'll take a little look at those later, I think. And, I've got my swapsies. Hours were spent in the playground swapping cards. We have the Superman thermos flask. Open that up. I'd have my oxtail soup in there. No, there's nothing in there, of course. That would just lower the value. But let's take a look at this lunchbox. I can't believe we used to carry metal lunchboxes to school. Crazy. So a good Christopher Reeve likeness on the front there, and that Superman logo. Oh God, that brings back memories. Such a great logo. Great color scheme. Reds and this sort of like aqua greens. Superman as a baby coming to Earth. Got Jor-El, we got Zod, Ursula, Non, as they enter the Phantom Zone. Probably my favourite side is kind of like weird. Here's Clark Kent at the Daily Planet. This image actually was probably the one that resonated with me the most as a kid. I remember seeing it going, what? How can that boy be lifting up that truck? It's incredible. Great memories. I love metal lunchboxes. I had a $6 Million Man one as well, but this one's the one. Seemingly, the likeness of Christopher Reeve was somewhat limited to lunchboxes and housewares. This is a set of collectible glasses in conjunction with Pepsi, which were out during the movie. A great example, wonderful printing. So why don't we have a little bit of a sophisticated lighting look at what Pepsi had in store for us? Da, 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 da. Da 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 Yes, it's that time again. Time for Viewmaster-rama. This week, Superman the movie. Now, one thing to talk about here is that every single instance of Superman the movie Viewmaster color reels will have one big obvious defect, and that is all the colors have gone red. There is a reason behind that, so let's pause it there and let's have a quick history lesson. After decades of using high-quality Kodachrome archival film for their reels, GAF, General Aniline and Film, switched to a cheaper film stock in the late 70s to help with rising costs. Unfortunately, this cheaper, non-archival film had a tendency to colour shift. Whereas it kept its crispness of image, unfortunately the colours would desaturate and would give off a red tinge. In 1981, however, GAF sold Viewmaster to a group of investors headed by Ardell Thaler, and the company was reformed as the Viewmaster International Group, and very smartly and cleverly went back to using the high-quality Kodachromic archival film. Therefore, every Viewmaster reel that you have purchased since 1981 retains the proper colour. Okay, let's get into these trading cards. I've been sitting in my lunchbox with my egg sandwiches since morning break. I got series 1 and 2 here, complete sets. So let's just take a quick look at maybe series 1. This is my favourite image from the cards. It's not number 1, but it's my favourite. So, of course, you're going to get Superman, you're going to get Clark, you're going to get the spaceship, you're going to get all the characters, as you expect. Those images of Christopher Reeve in front of Manhattan was awesome. I loved all those promo images. You got Jimmy. You got almost every frame of the movie here. So many. What do we got? Christopher Reeve, the perfect Superman. Oh yeah, I was fascinated by Super Baby and Superboy. I wish it could have been me at 6. Marlon Brando, Mr. Paycheck, thank you. Anyway, so there's lots of series 1. You got some stickers and silver shiny cards. Who doesn't like a silver shiny card? That image is dope. Remind me of the Empire Strikes Back Star Wars stickers. So cool. Lots here. Let's rip through them a little bit. How about we open some unopened packages? We've got Superman 1, Superman the movie, Superman 2, and Superman 3. So let's start with Superman the movie. What we got in here? First card's dented. Oh well. Lois, we got Miss Teschmacher. I had a fascination for her as a young boy. Can't think why. Oh, Paycheck. Hello. Oh, yeah, my favourite. That's cool. That's going to the side. I'll keep that. Do something with that. Oh, what's this one? What's that? Hey, Jimmy. I love Jimmy Olsen. It's so funny. All right, that's Superman the movie pack. Let's get into Superman 2. I consider Superman 2 and Superman 1 the same film. I know they were kind of filmed back to back in the same story. I love both those movies. I just consider them one thing. Although I prefer the original cut of Superman 2. I don't like the Donner cut so much where he just turns back the world again. Seems too easy to me. Anyway, Zod, Terrence Stamp, he was amazing. Yes, kneel before Zod. You're a pain in the neck. Lois, oh yeah, when Superman gave up his powers, that was tough on me. Yeah, there was romance, wasn't there, in Superman 2? Yeah, it's a good movie. Superman 3, yeah, I liked it, but it just got a bit silly for me, even as how old was I then? I was 10. It just got a bit silly, but there was some really good parts in it. What we got? Oh, that was the good part, when he battled himself. That was awesome. Yeah, in the trash, the dump, for want of a better word, that was great. I didn't like Lana Lang. I felt that Clark was like cheating on Lois Lane. It felt odd as a 10-year-old. I didn't like that at all. There we are, Goody Two-Shoes again. Yeah. The kryptonite was cool. Yeah, that whole bit where he kind of went with the red kryptonite, where he went bad, that was the best bit of that movie. The rest got a little bit silly, I felt. Now, one of my Superman holy grails is this Shreddy's cereal box that was released around the time of Superman 2 in 1981. And what it was is that on the back you had a scene from the movie, and inside you would find one of 4 rub-down transfer sheets of the characters, and you could then put it onto the scene on the back of the cereal packet. I had it back in the day and I loved it, and I know Shreddy's and Nabisco did it for Star Wars and Star Trek, but I remember having the Superman 2 one, and I saw it on eBay a little while ago and I didn't get it, which I regret. So that is one of my holy grails, so I will be looking out on eBay for that as of today. In the late 70s, I used to take swimming lessons with my cousins, and we all used to go up to my grandma's house up in West Burgoll in Essex. There's our house. And we used to stay over Friday night and then go swimming on Saturday. But what we also used to do on Saturday is take a trip to the top of my nan's road to this newsagent's. Here it is today. And inside we would spend our pocket money on different things. But one of the things I discovered there were Superman ice lollies. And I like Superman, and my goodness, they were cola flavored. So those of you who know me from ET Biscuits, you know I like cola flavored. So I used to get these ice lollies, and I remember having my first Superman cola ice lolly. And when I finished it, discovering to my amazement and delight that the lolly stick actually was molded in the shape of a superhero, almost like a mini action figure, which I thought was absolutely genius. And I remember going back week after week trying to expand my collection. So Lions May did a fantastic job in creating something out of nothing, a lolly stick, how innocuous. But to make that into superheroes, I thought was brilliant. And I think they also did a line of Kevin Keegan footballers. But the idea to encourage kids to have ice lollies, to collect little figures and even paint them, I thought was absolutely brilliant. And my thanks go out to Adrian Baldwin. I got a lot of these images from adrianbaldwin.net. But they were a holy grail for me for many, many years. And luckily for me, I managed to get them all. Almost a complete set. Here we have Superman, the man himself. Interesting location for the injection molding, but there we go. We have Batman. Bearing in mind that these were flat sculptures, they did a really good job on getting the detail in here. We got Robin, looks a bit upset. Oh. Aquaman. I've never actually painted these. I must get around to it. Got Wonder Woman. Maybe I'll get my friend Laura to paint them. Laura, I'm coming for you. Flash. I always used to like the Flash. Why was he looking to the side? He obviously has a thing for Wonder Woman. I don't know. And then our villains we have the Penguin. Now this guy, is this Dr. Destiny? Something like that. I need to find that out. But he was weird. I didn't know who he was. Mr. Freeze with his Parker. The Joker. And then is she a baddie? Is she a goodie? Catwoman. I'm only missing the Riddler, which luckily for me, I have hopefully coming in the mail very soon. Now, while the Lions-made Superman Ice Lolly Sticks probably holds the record for being the most unusual action figure for Superman, there is another contender. Back in the day, Knickerbocker made this.
What you gonna make first? A giant airplane.
It's the Fiddlesticks Giant Toy Builder Set. You can build many big toys. It's easy. You just match up the colors. You get hundreds of pieces in Fiddlesticks. Spider-Man, Hulk, plus Batman and Superman figures.
That's a giant airplane. Okay, your turn. I'm gonna build a giant rocket.
You can pretend to send Spider-Man into space.
That is a giant rocket.
Fiddlesticks Giant Toy Builder Set comes with 4 superhero figures. Assembly required. From Knickerbocker.
Yes, Fiddlesticks. Of course, Superman Fiddlesticks, this weird one-point articulated kind of building thing, figure. Superman on one side, Clark Kent on the other. Do you see what I did there? I'll do it again. Oh, I gave it away. Superman on one side, Clark Kent on the other, which I thought was really neat and such a great kind of artwork. I loved it. Also, you could get Batman. He's a little bit worn here. I'm surprised you didn't get Bruce Wayne on the other side, though. Spider-Man, again. Why didn't I get Peter on the other side? That would have been really cool and clever. But I like these. I really like them. We've got Hulk. They're just kind of odd and very fiddly. I like just kind of bending them and playing with them. Are they action figures? I don't know, but I like them. And as I mentioned before, I'm a sucker for that Neil Adams look of Superman from the mid-70s through to the early 80s before Jurgens came on board. It retains that innocentness, the hairstyle, it's muscular, but he's not overly muscular. I don't know, it hits the right spot for me. It makes me feel nostalgic and retains that innocence. One thing I did discover recently was that Sunbeam Bread and Tasty and, was it Wonder Bread? I'm not sure. But there was a series of cards that came out, or stickers. They weren't even cards. They were stickers that came out and were given away free in 78 with bread, of all things. Again, that capture this wonderful sense of nostalgia and innocence and yet dynamic posing. So these stickers, are really on my radar. I'm going to keep an eye out for them, I think, to put into my collection. So let's jump forward a little bit. Not too far, 1984. Kenner, he hasn't got a broken leg, there he is. Kenner released Superpower line, which I know is incredibly popular, came with squeeze leg actions, still retained that innocent look that I love so much. Superman here comes with his detachable cape. The way that's stitched, it's kind of stitched double, which kind of is strange, but when you put it on, it does make a nice shape. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. But you had Superman there, nice back logo. There's blue eyes. Again, muscular, but still in that sort of Neil Adams look. And of course, his alter ego, Clark Kent, you got as a male way. It's Kenner, of course it's a male way. Same feature, but those two together, how can I not have Kenner Supes and Kenner Clark Kents? Let's recreate Superman 3. Superman versus Clark Kent. Smack. In fact, let's take a look at squeeze leg action, how it works. Here's a Superman, not the same one, don't worry. It's an older one, but we still use squeeze leg actions in toy lines today. And Kenner was probably one of the pioneers of it. And let's see how it works. So you're squeezing the leg and it's moving an arm to shift a kind of open box left and right over a couple of threaded arm screws, for want of a better word. So you can see, you squeeze here and it's sprung and it moves this back and forth. So let's try and move that. So you can see it, there you go. It says you move it back and forth, it's moving across 2 pins that are threaded, which forces the arms to move. Very simple, but very ingenious. So the arms itself, they're threaded, but they can move on their own. So when you've got the toy, you can still move their arms without forcing the mechanism to work. Let's pop this out so you can see better here. Here we go. So as I move that, you can see how that just guides itself back and forth. Genius. It's just literally that little rectangle with that tiny little round bit in the middle that makes that work. Wonderful. So to the person that invented squeeze leg mechanism, the toy industry is forever in your debt. Also part of the Kenner Superpowers line was, of course, Superman's spaceship. It doesn't have the fin, it's missing that. But I always used to ask myself, even as a kid, why does Superman need a spaceship? He can fly across the galaxy and the universe himself, so why am I putting him in a spaceship? But there, it's toys. Vehicles sell well. This one comes with a little push punch feature, so he can knock people over. Although he's the Man of Steel, he can do it himself. These things under here, I'm going to assume they're to push through so you can capture figures. But there we are. You know what? There's always toyetic license. Not everything has to be exactly from the movies. Oops. It's okay. He's all right. He's the Man of Steel. Anyway, he doesn't need a spaceship. He's Superman! I may not like the spaceship in the Superpowers line, but I do love it in the Corgi Juniors line. Look at this. I remember having these. These are so cool. The little pushback arms, press the exhaust. Boom! Awesome. Very simple. I love the way that Corgi made loads and loads of vehicles for any superhero. This one is obviously a special red Superman outfit. They also did a Superman van. They did every types of van. I actually remember this being called Super Van. Maybe that was a larger one. I think it had windows on the top of the roof. But anyway, these Corgi line items were brilliant, and I'm going to get more. So there we have my Superman collection. So far, I've enjoyed getting into this property more in the last week or so I think I'll carry it on. I think I'll dig a little deeper into the Boy Scout era and start collecting 70s and early 80s Superman. I love this character. It means a lot to me. It has always done throughout my life. Him as a character, he's often flawed because he can do anything and everything. He's almost impervious, apart from kryptonite. And from a storytelling point of view, that's always difficult. How you can't have someone that can never lose. But for me, that isn't really what Superman's about. Superman, for me, is a father and son story. Always has been. Whether it's, the physicality of, Kal-El having Jor-El as a real father, but then Jonathan Kent actually being his proper dad. And, and then both passing away, depending on which movie you're watching, for him. Mixed with the sort of the metaphorical, where am I a son of Krypton or am I a son of Earth, and why am I sort of rejected by both? So it's very deep. I mentioned about laying on a couch and talking about it, and I think one day I'll have to. And Superman, I've loved all the Superman movies. It's hard. 1 and 2 were incredible. 3 was it's funny. 4, yeah. I liked Superman Returns. I liked a lot of that. I liked the idea of this father and son, of him having a son. It was a little bit derivative and repetitive for me. Man of Steel, I thoroughly enjoyed. Even with with Superman Kill, I thought that was actually a good plot twist on that. There is one scene on that will always be very meaningful to me, and that's when Jonathan Kent is with a tornado, and he sacrifices himself rather than have his son show who he is, and then be put in danger himself. So, and at that time, my father, keep going. No, my father passed away the same year, and so it means a lot to me. So anyway. Your friends, doesn't matter. Yeah, so Superman means a lot to me and always will, and hope you enjoyed it. So let's cheer this up a bit and talk about some giveaways, shall we? Okay, let's go. Love you, Dad.
What time is it? It's giveaway time.
So for this week's giveaway, I am offering an unpainted custom figure by my friend Chris at C. Kingogram. Christopher Reeve, sculpted as if it was from Kenner. So you get this figure, and of course, yes, you get a card back as well. You get a Superman 2 card back here. And on the back there, you can see it's complete, so you get all the characters. Imagine if you got all those characters. So the competition is for the 3D printed Christopher Reeve Kenner, the card back, and I'll pop in a blister card as well. You'll need to attach it, put it all together, but there you go, a full kit to create your never released Kenner Superman the movie action figure. To win this totally unique custom-made Superman the Movie action figure and card back set, I'd like you to do 3 things, please. Number 1, I'd like you to like this IGTV episode. I'd like you to then, in the comments, tag a friend and answer this question. What is the newspaper headline that appears on the back of my Superman lunchbox? So scrub back, have a look, find out, and answer in the comments. Remember, tag a friend and like this. And it is Wednesday today, so I will randomly select with my magic Superman spinner a winner on Sunday, as usual. All right, good luck, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.
Bum, 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 that's your lot, so bugger off home.